Real quick, guys, I want to show you how to install the cabinet doors using the concealed hinges. These are the full overlaid hinges, which are typically used when you don't have a face frame, when the door pretty much covers all of the outside here. And I'm going to show you a cool little jig that I use that really helps me out a lot when I'm out here on the job site installing these. All right, so first, guys, what I like to do is get a thin piece close to 3.5 inches. Anything will work as long as it's the same length as your door. So I'll go ahead and cut a scrap piece the same thickness and the same length as your door. And then I like to use this little jig here that Craig makes for drilling out for your concealed hinges. So what it consists of is you got the base, this part, and then you got the drill bit here that goes inside here. You got this little nut that slides on the back with the set screw that you tighten up here. This little nut here keeps you from drilling too deep whenever you're drilling out for your hinges. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about how it works. I'm just going to show you real fast how it works. So you can turn these right here with a screwdriver, and it sets the depth on how far this thing goes in. And if you can see right here, there's measurements on here, so you can use this gauge here to measure how far in on each end that you're going. So I'm going to go ahead and just set it up on 3 inches right there. So, and when I do it on this end, both of them are going to be 3 inches in, 3 inches in from each end. So let's go ahead and clamp it down here. So what I like to do first, there's 2 little holes here that is pretty much just a preset hole for your hinges to screw your hinges on there. I like to go ahead and drill those first. So now that, you know, we've got it clamped and got those holes drilled, we could go ahead and screw this on here and drill our hole. Go ahead and repeat the same thing on the other side.
Move it. See where it's set 3 inches right here, 3 inches in from the end. Clamp it down.
Once you've got it clamped down, and a note is, guys, when you're using this thing, you don't want to clamp it down too tight because you'll put marks on your doors when you go clamping this on your doors. So make sure you're not clamping this too tight. All right, guys, let's go put a couple hinges on this thing, and I'll show you how I use this to install my doors. So all I'm gonna do now is get my hinges and just install them into the holes that we've drilled here. And after I've got them installed, I'm gonna hold this up there and use this to mark where I need to drill out for the hinge on the inside of the cabinet. So how these hinges work is they have a little lever on the back, and this part actually comes off. So I'm going to use this template here that I've got to go ahead and mark out for each one of these and go ahead and screw each one of these on here. That way, all I have to do is put this on the door, and all these pieces right here are already in place. They come off super easy. It just makes it a lot easier when you're installing your doors. You can just put these up there, put this up here, imitate your door, hold it exactly where you want it, pre-drill out for those, put your screws in, and then when you come back to install your doors, all these are in the right place. So you just hold it up here about where you want it, and then go ahead and pre-drill for your screws up here. The reason why this piece needs to be a short piece is because you need to get around here to put the screws in. So if this was a wider piece, you know, like the same size as your door, you wouldn't be able to get in there to put the screws in it. See, after you get those two in there, then you can open it up and have a little bit more room and go ahead and put your other two screws in here. Pull your little levers in the back and just go ahead and take it off. See, then you already have these set up for your doors. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and do that to all 8 of these doors here, or I guess 9, all 9 of the doors. And then I'm gonna go pre-drill out for the hinges in every one of my doors at the same time. All right, so I got all my holes drilled in my doors. All I did was use my jig outside that I showed you and drill the holes in the doors the same exact way I did on my template. And now all I'm gonna do is install the other half of the hinges to my doors. And then after I get the hinges installed on the doors, all I have to do is just press the doors in place. See, there it is, guys. Now I'll just have to do that to all the other doors. And then the cool thing about these hinges are, they've got plenty of adjustment screws, so you can get all the reveals the same after you get all your doors installed. Hopefully that'll help somebody out in the future. Maybe if they're building cabinets on the job site or just installing doors out here on the job site. Hope you guys have a blessed day.